Am I the first guy to vandalize a Lykan?
I suppose so.
Wasn't it like 15 carats of 450 diamonds or something?
Right. So
Those are tiny.
Yeah, that's like diamond dust.
Right. We may not have Middle Eastern money, but I think we can beat that. What's up, people? It's time for the Genius Garage Fast and Furious Lykan Hypersport build in 2020. It's coming right up. We are here at Ed Bolian's place with Vin Wiki, picking it up, and I think we should look it over it and check out what it's gonna be.
Ta-da! Yeah!
1-to-1 scale model of a Lykan Hypersport from W Motors.
What do you think, Ed?
So this car was built to do one thing, and that was to be fired out of the nose of a fake airplane in a stadium.
Yes.
And so this was kind of like a rival to monster truck racing or the Harlem Globetrotters, something that you'd buy a ticket, take the family to, and see Fast and Furious come to life. And it blended cars from all of the movies. It had the Charger and the Green Eclipse and the Murcielago and the Lykan Hypersport. They also had one of the sandrail things. I think they used to pull the vintage cars off the train, and then they had to avoid jumping over the bridge or something. So there were two of them. This was the one that got shot out, so that's why the suspension is much higher. It was on some like racing shocks, and apparently, I'm guessing this hole that is in the roof was actually so they could use it to fire the charge to blast the thing off. And so it was made supposedly from the molds authorized by W Motors as a 1-to-1 scale of their panels. Now, of course, it's not made of composite carbon fiber. It's made of fiberglass, but it's really not that heavy. I think the whole thing with all this insane steel spider web of tubing inside probably only weighs 500 pounds or so. And we're going to push it onto your trailer in just a moment.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess we're going to find out for darn sure. But yes, this is it. Obviously, the one in the film was red. And they made, it looked like 5 or 6. There's a picture of all the stunt cars that were made for it back then. And, this is, I suppose, Lykan number 8.
Well, hey, I say, hold on to this. Let me walk through it. I did take a little bit of a look. It's fascinating. So obviously, you look at this, and David Patterson was out and checked it out, that dude in blue. And I enjoyed so much how he was looking. He's like, what is this, right? But actually, I think absolutely it was done from the original molds. And the reason I think so is when you dive in and you look at the underside and everything that's going on, this is where it gets a little tricky. So, Ed, did you ever sell a car that the door opened this badly that you had to come up with something else? How long can Casey struggle with this door put together badly?
Robert, hey, they're not supposed to open that way.
No, they're not. Aren't they supposed to just fly off when you're blasting through a building and getting
on
fire? Okay. But, the frame does not matter at all. All this stuff in there, I don't even think we'll use anything. It might just end up being scrap. But if you look at things like the door jamb here, all of the sculpting, all of this little stuff that doesn't get paid attention to, this is where all the engineering is. So when you actuate the door to open and close, all of those angles are the things you need to make that work well. And then when you look underneath, this is what's really fascinating. This is the behind the scenes magic in engineering. So look at the back side of the molds, okay? All of the engineering, all these flanges, everything here is what's so difficult. So this is not just some silly molded carbon fiber shell that just looks like it. These are fiberglass panels, effectively, from a Lykan. Darn close. The fiberglass work that was done in this is it's not terrible, honestly. It's within the realm of race cars and things that you would build. It's really not that thick, and it's not bad. It's by no means like cheap kit car status. It's kind of in the realm of what you'd see from like an IMSA Trans Am car, something like that right now. So it's actually pretty darn good. And I was, beforehand, I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we getting? Is this like a paper mache, like kids science project that we're getting to make into a car? But it's really something that's going to come out fantastic. And it gives such an opportunity to have to figure out engineering in building a car with this. And something that got me excited when we looked at it here, so naturally in a prop that's getting fired out of an airplane live action show, they're not gonna have things like the spoiler actuate and whatnot. But the spoiler here, the wing, air brake, whatever you wanna call it, is in fact a second piece that's bolted together. So we'll be able to remove that, and we have the shape. And that's something that can actually be reinforced and made to actuate and work properly. I did see, I think there's some carbon fiber layers here, styling cues that are non-existent, but those are something that we can make. It does get interesting too for the Lykan. There's a basically like a skylight window in the roof here, this funny V-shaped one. And my thought is this bent piece of, feels like a polycarbonate type plastic, is probably a window in the original car here. So it's gonna be really neat to see and build that. Of course, the hope we talked about relating to a Porsche Boxster platform, which is actually a really good Porsche platform, and I appreciate Ed you saying that, because we kind of forget about it. The hope is that the area of the bulkhead where the suspension is and the firewall and where the dashboard, that can stay one unit and not have to be modified with the dashboard moved far in or out or whatnot, because there's a tremendous amount of craftsmanship, fabrication, and building there. The hope with regard to a Boxster chassis is the larger part of the stretch, or where the chassis has to change its diameter, or not diameter, but length and dimensions, is largely in the middle. And then keeping your areas of the most engineering difficulty and complexity where the suspension is and drivetrain and firewall and all. And then of course, creating the entirety of what the interior is, making the seats, because we're gonna get into the realm of automotive design and prototyping with actually making the seats and styling cues and everything that goes into that, the ergonomics, the fitment, even down to the upholstery. So this is all automotive production, prototyping level stuff. So, and that's why I'm excited about doing this as a Genius Garage project, because it gets into the realm of race car building. This is going to be a performance machine, an exotic car, a hypercar, depending on how much power we end up throwing at it, of course. Aerodynamics, upholstery, design, fabrication, doing the videos, videography, photography, PR, everything that goes into real world manufacturing engineering in the automotive world will go into this Genius Garage project. And let's not forget about how much fun it's gonna be too. I mean, Fast and Furious, okay? Do you remember? They blasted through 2 buildings. We're going to build a real car. And the Lykan Ed is flappy paddle shifting, isn't it?
It is.
Ooh, I think we need to have the only stick Lykan in the world.
I love it.
Okay, good, good.
Now, you mentioned the diamond headlights. We talked about that.
Yes.
I have noticed.
Those are not diamonds.
They are stickers.
Nor are they headlights. But I can do this. This is our car now. Let's see what's behind that sticker. Because actually, behind this, there's a heck of a lot of...
Here, let's get over here and do this one where we have a little bit more room to watch.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. So this is in fact a sticker. Oh, Casey's destroying Fast and Furious history. Whatever, we'll make it better. All right, here we go. Am I the first guy to vandalize a Lykan?
I suppose so.
Well, shooting it out of a cannon, kind of a... All right, no, that seems to be literally just painted fiberglass there. So potentially, we'll end up having to section this out where the headlight is. And I foresee making headlights, because this lens part here, that can be a flat plane and so can this. Can be done out of glass or polycarbonate. You have your main projector headlight that's round back in there. But the diamonds, there was kind of a level of acrylic going on in here that illuminated, I would assume, as sort of a daytime running sort of thing, kind of like the BMW Halos are. And when I saw it, the diamonds are inset in the edges of that, which I think is going to be a lot of fun to do, at cutting and making and doing that, building that acrylic. And of course that gets into not only replicating it, but the design of lighting. And that's, everything with what automotive manufacturing is about. And they did what, 15 carats of diamonds? Or you get colored ones or whatnot?
And they weren't big diamonds. I mean, it's
they're small.
It's not that much money.
Wasn't it like 15 carats of 450 diamonds or something?
Right. So
those are tiny.
Yeah, that's like diamond dust.
Right. We may not have Middle Eastern money, but I think we can beat that. But it's going to be a great project for the students. The same thing with the rear. If I'm not mistaken, there there are no taillights of any kind here. What is there, that let's not forget, this is a big deal. So this was assumingly molded off the original Lykan molds. It has what is here the recess for where a taillight would go. So let's look underneath this and see what we see. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so if that's the recess, these could be potentially where lights were. Maybe it was illuminating acrylic. We'll have to look at the pictures and see, but this is where the taillights would go. We know what the shape is via photos, via what we have here, and we will be able to create really nice taillights for that. And it may even be an opportunity, because if they did the diamonds in the front, but they didn't do anything with the back, you know, it could be a really interesting project for a young designer, automotive designer, to do something with red LEDs, which are directly behind, and maybe they project through synthetic rubies, something like that. So it's just going to be really exciting to do that. Maybe it won't be DOT legal, but Ed, do you think we'll end up getting a ticket for having diamond taillights that work real well?
It's not a Lykan. It's a Boxster.
It's a Boxster?
It'll be registered as one, right?
No, I know, but if we modify the lights and such.
Well, you're going to have to modify the lights and such.
Oh yeah,
because they aren't there.
No, they're not.
Yes, so.
But that's going to be exciting.
I wonder if you can buy any real Lykan parts. I wonder if they have any.
Like you just go.
Hey, send me a taillight. Lykan, WM Motors.
Oh, that'll be fun. We should do a video with one of the students, like going to one of the local auto parts stores, where they come in like, "What you guys working on? Give me your make and model today." It's like, dude, it's not in your system. Oh, it'll be in our system, and then just let them try.
There you go. Well, man, I can't wait to see what happens.
Well, it's going to be great, and so I'm going to get this back up to Gina's garage, maybe just clean it up a little bit, let it be. I'll start looking for the Porsche cars to acquire. That would be the best place to start. Maybe getting that all going, but really right now, the next stage of the game is giving young people the opportunity to apply. You guys will need to stay tuned. The next announcement is that, how to apply, to get going, creating the team, and then let's go. It's gonna be fantastic. And I'm thinking, Ed, we could probably twist your arm to do some cool events together, maybe go for a drive later this year or something.
That's right.
Looks like something we could take across the country.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This will be the Genius Garage 2020 build, the Fast and Furious Lykan. Hope you guys will share this, and please like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.